Salt Lake City Police Chief Mike Brown's here in studio tonight to talk about what happened last night and what might happen in the coming days. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
We heard from protesters yesterday who told us that they were fearful, that they didn't feel safe showing their faces, and we wanted to play their sound and then have you react to it.
Okay.
Let's listen.
Angry.
They are. The reason they're blocking your cameras is because people need to feel safe. And we're being policed by the same police force that we're protesting. That's a conflict of interest, and we are not safe if they see our faces. Now, I do no crime. I will not be guilty of anything other than peacefully protesting, so I will show my face. We ask that you don't show other people's faces because they need to be able to be safe. Again, if we were being policed by another force, a different government agency, we could show our faces, but they will hunt us down.
So, Chief, we saw your officers, on the perimeter, but do you hunt down peaceful protesters?
Not peaceful protesters, no. I mean, everybody has their opinion. But here's the thing. Since May 30th, almost 40 days, we have been escorting this group and many others through the city. We provided traffic control, protection for them to exercise their First Amendment right. We have never hunted them down. Only those that are intent to cause violence, assaults, and vandalism.
When you hear Mayor Mendenhall talk about there needs to be a change to use of force laws, what is your interpretation of that?
Well, look, across the country, since the death of George Floyd, there's been a narrative that change needs to be made in law enforcement, reform. That's not a bad thing. Policing changes all the time, and so we accept that. It's just that change doesn't come through protest. Change comes through sitting down and talking with people and understanding what we're doing. It has to be thoughtful. It has to be evidence-based. It has to be with input from everybody. And I think that's what Mayor Mendenhall has done, just that. She's put together a commission of people from our community that are doing exactly what people are protesting for.
And as we understand from what we've been covering, those conversations have started before last night. Talk about reforming police work, some of the things that have been addressed in other protests.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the commission members I know very well. I've been friends with them since becoming the chief, on the hills of Ferguson, Baltimore, Chicago, New York. The Salt Lake City Police Department is very progressive, and I've met with those leaders, and we've worked very hard to build trust and relationships so that we're always pushing to have those great relationships and have what I think is everybody's talking about is community policing where we're all involved.
What do you want the community to hear from the chief of police, especially these groups that are upset with you, or your officers are the visual of what they're upset about? What do you want those folks to know tonight, and do you expect trouble on the streets this evening?
I hope not, and that's I think that was so different last night. Is we had night after night of protest and no problems, and we want to extend that to anybody that wants to come down and express their First Amendment right. We'll allow that. What I want to say is tonight it's different. We've expanded what we're going to enforce to vandalism, acts of vandalism, violence, and we're not going to allow vehicles to block the roadway. Right. Those things just will not be tolerated anymore.
All right, Chief Brown, thank you for coming and adding your perspective to this.
Thank you so much.
All right.